Hey, what's going on, guys? I got a message from one of my subscribers asking me for some advice on how to basically contain his arrogance. He basically was saying that when he talks to women, he doesn't have a confident problem, but he comes across as very arrogant. He's more or less cocky and arrogant than confident. And he was asking me, on how to get women's numbers and basically just how to approach a woman but leave a good um, image with her, and not an image of arrogance or like you full of yourself. And basically, my advice to him or anybody who's dealing with this situation is, you're in the right ballpark. Being cocky is not always a bad thing, but you have to know when to tone it down. I would say with women do like confident guys. I've said that in previous videos, but you have to be confident to the point where you don't need to prove yourself. There's a difference from someone just having this sort of persona or demeanor as if they're secure with themselves, they're confident, they know they can whether it's you trying to get a job, you can complete the job, you're used to talking to women, you have this certain type of aura about you as if nothing really phases you too much. And then there's another thing when you're coming across as if you're trying to prove something to someone, like, oh, look at me, look how great I am, look how much money I have, look at how good I look. You're doing that, and what that does is you come off as having an insecurity problem. And women read that. Women can read when a man has insecurity problems, or you boosting and bragging about things. And a lot of times they'll think, okay, well, if he's so arrogant and cocky about the way he looks or his money or the type of career he has, what is he lacking? Because a lot of guys, they'll flash and show their car, their house, or their money, or the type of career they have because they're lacking in another area. Maybe they don't have the intelligence. Maybe they don't have any self-worth from themselves. Maybe they have a small penis. All different kind of shit. Guys do things to cover up insecurities as well as women. But basically, my advice to you would be to just chill out. If you're confident or you're assured of yourself, you don't have to prove that to anyone. And when you approach a woman, approach it with some sense. Don't have your head down, or your body language, is all finicky, or you look nervous, because, women can read that, especially women who get approached all the time. Because if you approach them, basically trying to win them over from what you have or the way you look, or you coming down super thirsty, you're not going to stand out. You're going to come across as like every other guy out there that's trying to get their number, or, just trying to have sex or whatever. You're going to come off very basic. And guys who tend to get a lot of women are guys who, and when I say women, I'm saying women of substance, women who have a good head on their show. They're usually guys who leave a good image with the woman. They come off as someone that's, got their head on straight, or, they're very ambitious, or they're confident. You're not arrogant, but confident. And you mentioned that you have trouble getting a woman's number, and part of that probably is because you're coming off like as an asshole, and no woman with decent scruples in her head is gonna want to be with a man that is an asshole, and if she does want to be with you, you have to question her character and what is she dealing with, or is she with you for an alternative motive? Because I don't think anybody wants to be around someone who is an asshole. That's, whether it's a friend, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a family member. Nobody wants to put up with that. So, that's basically my advice, and as far as when it comes to approaching women to get their number, there's no standard way of getting a woman's number. You have some guys who like to crack a joke. You have some guys who just like to spark up a small conversation. There's many ways to get in a woman's number. Me personally, I like to observe a woman. I might see a woman, that's very attractive, but I'm not necessarily gonna approach her right away. I want to look at her body language. I want to look at how she speaks. I want to look at how she handles herself, and then if all those things play into part, and I don't see any ratchet, hoish, ignorant behavior from it, then I'll go ahead and I'll approach her. But that's my personal way of approaching women, because I have an old saying, people are going to tell you who they are before you even ask them. So you just listen to people and you watch them and you observe. A lot of times you save yourself a lot of anxiety and stress dealing with the wrong type of people. So that's my personal advice. Don't be so quick to approach a woman, especially women that are perceived as very beautiful or very attractive, because a lot of times they're lacking in other areas, and they basically feel like that's all they need is looks, and that's going to get them through the world with everything. That's not the case, especially if you're a man of character and you have some sense and some integrity about yourself. And that's basically my advice to you. A lot of guys deal with this. Either you come off too cocky, or you don't come off confident enough. And then you have guys who might not necessarily be arrogant, or might not have a low self-esteem, but they come off as, I would say, not passionate. A woman likes a man who is involved in things, whether you play sports, or you write poetry, or you do music. You don't just go to work and bring your ass home and sit on your ass and watch the game all night. You're into things, you're involved, you're passionate about things. Like, for me, an example, women probably admire that, about me a lot. I get women that say, I find you very attractive, not just the way you look, but because you're passionate about something. So women like that. They like a woman who, they like a man who is into things, confident, but not nonchalant about, I would say, not being involved or being passionate about something in life. They don't just have a passive type of mindset or demeanor, like, oh yeah, you want to go out, cool, if you don't, whatever. If you have that type of attitude and that type of energy, that also leaves a negative impression on women. So there's different ways and different things that guys do wrong. I'm not gonna say I'm some super expert on women or everything, but I do know women. But that's basically my advice. For you guys to have any advice you want to give to this cat or whatever, leave it in the comments. Leave your tips, your suggestions if you want. I'm out, y'all. Peace.